Phase 1B Rose, and I'm back in room 112 where the players dwell. Nah, let me stop. But I got very good news. Need for Speed Unbound is coming. We getting a Need for Speed game in 2022, and honestly, I couldn't be more excited because Need for Speed Heat is still a good game. Don't get me wrong, I definitely still play it, but to get something new and something that seems like really refreshing and like even expanding on the idea that Heat had with the creativity aspect of everything, I feel like this could very much be a game that tops Heat. Cause I feel like Heat is the best game that's been released by Need for Speed so far. And with them being like the top dog right now in the racing industry, cause fuck anybody that says The Crew is a good game. I'm sorry. Niggas telling me that The Crew is better than Need for Speed. I damn near went and booked a flight to go choke out one of the niggas I play 2K with. But regardless, I definitely feel like Heat is like top tier in my eyes. Like that's the best game on the racing market right now. Forza has good clips and it seems like it has good mechanics and stuff like that. Didn't really hear too much about Gran Turismo, but I gotta play it before I just make a final synopsis of what that game is supposed to be or how good it actually is. But when it comes to customization, I'm big on that, and Need for Speed Heat captured that this year. And when you look at Forza definitely was along the lines of that, and I think car selection was probably a tad bit better than Heat's. I will say that they had cars in Forza that I wish Heat would have had. Like, introduce the Supra back to racing games. Give us the Supra. I'm trying to recreate Paul Walker's orange Supra. Like, come on now. I need it. But regardless, Need for Speed Unbound is set to release November 29th. Just approximately 15 days after my birthday. So if somebody wants to give me an early birthday present and pre-order that for me, by all means, I will drop the Cash App in my comment section. And before I continue on, I just want to say, if you're not subscribed to the channel, do that. What you waiting on? Y'all view my videos, right? Y'all don't even leave likes. I feel like y'all could at least leave me some likes. If y'all not gonna subscribe, leave your boy some likes so I could get on people's recommended pages. I need people to see this beautiful face. I'm just saying. If y'all do that for me, I would vastly appreciate it. But to continue on, the game itself seems like it's gonna still take on the idea of Heat. But the only difference this year is that you can accumulate Heat during the day, and it will go into the night, which is, in my opinion, very cool. Because I understood the idea of night and day, but I just felt like it should have been more to the day. Because every time I got on Heat after I beat the game, I was more so inclined to just race during the nighttime, because that's when you got all the sprint races and you just got more excitement. Like, doing the sanctioned races was cool, but like it gets repetitive after a while because there's no thrill to it. You just going around a circuit or track, and that's it. You making money. Like, it's cool to make money, but shit, I want the thrill of, damn, like, if I keep winning these races, the police might actually come after my ass, or like I got something to, like, I'm chasing something, you feel me? And this year I think it really gives you that. But it's a greater penalty for getting caught by the cops. I feel like last year, if you got caught by the cops and you had a decent Heat level, like you already accumulated a lot of money, you really wasn't getting penalized as much. This year I think they're punishing you for getting caught. So it's really putting more emphasis and stress on the driver. Like, basically, you got the cops on you. You gotta shake them niggas and get back to your garage, or you risk losing out on everything that you worked for from the daytime to the nighttime. Also, it's a calendar that seems to be in place. So during this calendar month, you know, you're doing races, you're constantly doing races, and you're trying to stack up bread to get to this big event called the Grand. That's like the main objective, I guess, each month. You're trying to get to this big type of, it seems like a tournament style type of event that takes place in 3 segments, and if you win it all, you get a good prize, which is a car. What appears, I don't know if they're gonna have other prizes, but a good car seems to be the reward for winning the Grand. And in order to do so, you have to basically buy in. So kind of going back to Need for Speed Street type of, in my eyes, Need for Speed Shift, Pro Street, like that type of feel. Getting back into the, like, you basically racing, but you gotta buy your way into certain events. Like, you gotta be that guy basically, and then you gotta race good. It's gonna be a difficulty setting. One thing I did pick up on the other day was Midnight Club not having a difficulty setting, and I feel like if Need for Speed implemented that, it would actually challenge people. Like, the only downside is that when people complained about the game being too hard or unbeatable, Midnight Club lowered the setting in a patch. I feel like if Need for Speed had like no difficulty slider and basically made it to where, you know, you gotta get good at the game, because that's the thrill I had, like not being able to go out and win every race easily. Like, once my car was souped up, it was still races that I could lose type shit. So I feel like as long as they kind of expand, if they would say like play with that, because they're not going to do it this game, they're definitely going to have difficulty sliders, but for like future games, they play along with that, or they like, if they like play with that and tweak that a little bit, I feel like it'll challenge the community to want to keep playing and buying the games, you know. But I'm not a spokesperson for Need for Speed. You know, I'm just a normal college student in a small town in Texas, you know, making videos for y'all to watch. Regardless though, Need for Speed Unbound definitely gives me the vibes that it's gonna be a solid racing game. It's not gonna be like a game of the year, but it'll be something fun for the consumers to play, and it'll probably sell more than Heat with the new added features. The only thing I don't fuck with is that making a character that looks cartoonish as fuck. I hope that's not the final development. I hope that's not. Like, I fucked with the realism of having my own character, but if my character looks like fucking Ren and Stimpy, like, come on now, like, I didn't sign up for the code name Kids Next Door. Like, give me a person that really looks real. Other than that, I fuck with the graphics of the game. Drifting is something I'm big on, so they have claimed to tweak the mechanics when it comes to racing, like all aspects. I hope they didn't fuck up drifting, because drifting was very solid in Heat. I do feel like it was flawed in some spaces, especially when you play with certain shit. But I feel like as long as they don't make drifting seem robotic or like not crisp, that'll be lovely. Because in Need for Speed Heat, drifting basically depended on the parts and the tires that you have for your car. And if you didn't have the right parts, your car wasn't gonna drift well, and it depended on the car itself. Like, I made the video way back on my channel with the 370Z Heritage Nissan. That car was ass coming out of corners when it came to drifting, and I made that point that you basically couldn't make any car a drift build. Like, you got YouTubers that get on here and drop videos and be like, oh, the perfect drift build, and you know, some cars are just not built for that, no matter what you slap on there. I'm sorry, like, I'm a racer at heart in this hoe. So I feel like if I want a car that's gonna be able to drift but still able to like gap people, or like be able to like race solid, like very solid, you gotta be able to have the right type of car for that. That can be tuned to that. I think the other thing that I want to touch on when it comes to Unbound is that it seems like customization is going to be even more better in the game. Like Heat, well, it was a good start, you know, a step up from Payback for sure, hands down. And I feel that Heat kind of took over and went up. So now it seems like Unbound is gonna go even more up. People have been raving about the wide body kits. I feel like people felt like they were missing from Heat. So I think this gives the consumers what they want and adds more realism to the game. I feel like if you add more wraps too, or more customizable pieces to give to us, the racers, I feel like it'll be solid. It'll be a very, very, very solid game to play through and through. They're getting rid of the police cruisers, you know, the Crown Vics. They're starting the base car off at the Chargers, so they're making the game more realistic. But I ain't gonna fake. If I see a Hellcat, I'm dusting that motherfucker. I'm telling you right now, Hellcat, Corvette, hell, they might as well pull out the fucking Guinea, because if I'm on the streets, I'm taking off on niggas left and right. It's not gonna matter. It's not gonna matter. When I get Unbound, I'm telling you, I'm finna be the fastest motherfucker in the streets. Mark my words. Phase 1B Rose, if you see him in your neighborhood, beware and be ready to see tail lights. Because when it comes to the night kids, Drift by Night, that will be making a return to Need for Speed, you're not gonna be able to catch me.